So I was making the pedestal around the base of the columns, and I did that the other day out of some wood we got from Home Depot that is finger jointed, pre-painted. In the humidity, it would really turn because all the boards that put them together, they had the grain, when you look on the end, all cut the same way. Instead of working against each other, it all worked together to really produce a huge curve. So I'm stopping that and going back to 3/4 inch plywood. I'm going to rip this down to 11 1/4, which is the dimension of a 1x12. As you can see from the base, the dados, the rabbets I guess, allow everything to fasten together nicely. Alright, so I've cut all the pieces and they're over here, and I've tried them out on the posts, and so now I am ready to assemble them. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to assemble 3 sides in here with the 4th as a spacer, and it will just be put in there and kept dry. I will glue these up like this, and then this will just the bottom will be kept together and the top one will be put on and glued together. So when I get outside, all I have to do is put that back side on, so that should work. In the meantime, I'll paint the insides of them and everything except for where I'm going to glue, and I'll paint that part outside. So that's the plan. So now we have the column and we have the base. What we're going to do is we're going to end up sliding this around and putting this on the front and nailing it together. So now we're going to be putting the trim around the base. So I've pre-cut all of the pieces that we need, and I put the ones back that we don't need right now. The ones going front to back, or the sides as I like to call them, are actually slightly longer than the ones going side to side. So I've got them all labeled on here, which should make this easier. And put those on, and then get 2 of the front and back pieces. Put those on, and so you can see everything fits fairly well. It's not perfect. I'm not going to take forever to actually get this absolutely perfect. It's within a 30-second or so. So important when you're using construction adhesive. Have lots of paper towels out. So I have those. And instead of using nails like I was using yesterday, I'm going to use a pin nailer. Bought this years ago at a wood show, and this thing is great because you don't actually have to putty the holes. The paint will fill them, which saves a lot of time. So now that I know everything fits just right here, I will take those off and I will lay down a bead of adhesive . And there you go. That looks pretty nice. So we're gonna let that sit. And now we're gonna do the trim higher up on here. So what I'm doing is, at a certain height, I'm gonna put this little bead detail. And since I already have these cut, I'm gonna go ahead and put all these on, all the columns. And there's still a piece that'll have to go up here at the top, but I'm gonna wait until I'm just gonna get all this and all the bottom stuff done first. So I make sure it's primed in and sealed. And that's how that's done.
Here I am putting up the tops of the columns, and since they slide around, you just have to clamp in place and put the fourth side on, glue it up, and then use the nail gun to nail them together. What you aren't seeing on this is the fact that I use a construction adhesive underneath before I put them up, and then I later come back and put the quarter round around just underneath. The hardest part of this is the fact that you don't have gravity helping you like you did at the pedestal at the bottom, so you have to make sure they're all held up in place. And a little bit extra paint, and that finishes up the project.
And after I've started, I've managed to get all the columns done. They're all primed, they're ready for paint. It's a pretty cold day today, so I'll probably wait for another weekend to actually put the final coat on so it can dry well. But that's it for this project. It looks pretty good if I don't say so myself, and I think my wife will be very happy. Thanks for watching.